My name is Pete, and I'm a recovering lawyer. It has been 2 years, 9 months, 22 days, about 30 minutes, since I last billed a client, but that's not what I'm here for today. And spoiler alert, I don't have the answer to how you can build the best self-confidence. All I can offer you is a snippet of my struggle. Because like a good number of you, statistically proven, I suffer from social anxiety disorder. And it is something that I've suffered with a long time. But yet, what I can offer you today is a glimpse into what I have found as my pathway, a little bit of advice and some hope that you will help find yours. But my story really begins on the way to law school. I, like so many others, sailed through my undergrad. Loved it. Never broke a sweat, rarely cracked a book. I had read every single John Grisham novel there was. I had this down, right? All I had to do was walk in. I knew this. Walk in, sign the roll, take the test, and then wait for the employers to shower me with cash. It didn't work out so well. When I got to orientation, I realized two things. One, I wasn't the beautiful, unique snowflake that I thought I was. What I really was, in a word, was surrounded. I was surrounded by 240 people just as talented and as hungry for success as I was. And they were looking at me like I was Sunday dinner. But yet, for me, law school became my drug of choice. I loved it. It was the Socratic method. It was the opportunity to go head-to-head with my professors on a daily basis. I was that guy you love to hate because I had this sadistic, masochistic love for everything law school. And after 3 short years, sadly, it was time to go. And if you haven't been through law school, let me help describe a little bit about it. It is the most difficult, emotionally, intellectually, physically, and most grueling academic program known to man. It is a cesspool, a breeding pool of stress-related injuries, maladies, and psychoses. We love it that way. Think about this. In the Cuban Missile Crisis, everything built up into one final moment, and had there been one wrong move, game over, man. That's kind of the way law school is, because once you graduate after 3 grueling years, you get a nice doctoral hood, you get to be a doctor, and then they give you a test to take another test. But I made it through that. I got that job with a great firm here in town. I loved what I was going to be doing. I had everything going for me. But behind me, that little voice that I had ignored all through law school, that doubt, that feeling that something just, I couldn't make it work, it was still there. And in fact, it was growing louder. That doubt grew into criticism. That criticism grew into self-loathing. It got to a point where I couldn't escape it. When you are your own worst enemy, you have a hell of an adversary. And it was at that point that I found myself struggling to find focus in what to me was a chaotic world. I started avoiding the things I loved. There was no pleasure in it. I couldn't get work started because I couldn't start the project because I was too afraid that the final product wouldn't be good enough. But that's when I found my way out. And it was through the looking glass. And I hope none of you are expecting Wonderland or White Rabbits and Holes. That's in another part of town, and if the cops ask, I don't know nothing about that. But think about this, the looking glass, the lens, the camera. It is the most truth that the human condition allows us to have. It is subjectively perfect. Nothing it captures is objectively right. It's never wrong. It's neither beautiful nor ugly. It just is. And when I went out into the world and I started seeing things that I had seen many times, seeing it anew, it occurred to me. We have been in competition. We have been measuring ourselves against each other forever. Think about this. My generation, Generation X, we were the very first group of babies to have ultrasound, prenatal ultrasound, as a standard procedure. They've been measuring us against each other since before we were born. Don't believe me? How many of you are wearing a Fitbit right now? Fox News got it right. Well, they got the question right. As usual, they got the answer wrong. The issue about us giving children trophies for participation is not the problem. We're not giving them the trophies to enhance their self-worth. We're giving it to get them hooked in the same way to the same lie that we were hooked to, that achievement means happiness. So here's my advice for you today. Do something completely, gluttonously pleasurable. Go play golf without taking score. Go take a run without your GPS or your smartphone logging your miles. Do something just for the sake of enjoying it. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.